Here I've opened the data file, and I've pasted in those assumptions from the slide. Essentially, we're creating two scenarios. The first scenario is if we get an MBA after graduating with our undergraduate degree. We graduate at age 25, and it says the cost for the MBA is $20,000 per year for 3 years. So we'll be in school for another 3 years and have to spend $20,000 each year at age 25, 26, and 27. Then our starting salary after graduation is $75,000 at age 28. Then every year after that, we assume that we'll receive a 3% raise. So to calculate that, I'll type equals my salary in the prior year times the raise of 1.03. So at age 29, my salary will be $77,250. And because that's consistent from every year here on out, I'll double click and copy that formula down until we retire at age 60. Because these are salaries and dollar amounts, I'll format them using dollar signs. So we now have the cash flows for each year from age 25 to 60. These are future cash flows, though. So we want to discount these in today's money using the net present value. Excel has a net present value function called NPV, net present value. The first argument is a rate. We'll use a discount rate of 9% in this example. So I'll enter 0.09. Next, we enter the values that we want to discount to today's money. We'll select the entire column of future cash flows. So the value of getting an MBA in today's money is $765,604.06. Let's do the same thing for the other scenario, where instead of getting an MBA, we get a job immediately out of college. So rather than pay the $20,000 each year for the MBA, we start working immediately at age 25, and our starting salary is $45,000. We then assume a 2% raise each year. I'll use a similar formula, equals the salary for the previous year times a factor of 1.02. I'll copy that formula down the entire column until we retire at age 60. I'll format these also with dollars and cents. Highlight the entire column and click the dollars. Let's now discount these future cash flows to today's value using the net present value function, NPV. We'll use the same rate as we did previously, 0.09, and go ahead and select all of the cash flows. The total value of these cash flows in today's money is $583,923.03. Based on this analysis, it looks like it's better to spend the money up front to get an MBA, and the payoff will be better in the long term. We have one more column to look at one more aspect of this. Let's take the difference between these two scenarios. Let's look at the difference between getting an MBA versus not getting an MBA. And copy that formula down the entire column. So in year one, the difference between getting an MBA and not getting an MBA, we're losing out a total of $65,000 because we're paying the $20,000 and we're foregoing the salary of $45,000. That gets even worse in years 2 and year 3 because we're missing out on the raise. Things begin to even out though once we graduate with the MBA. We're starting off with a salary of $75,000, where we would only have a salary of $47,000 if we stuck with the undergraduate degree, which is a difference of $27,245, and so on. We can visualize these results using a graph. Highlight the column of data, click on Insert, we'll go Recommended Charts, and let's select the first clustered column chart. I'll label it as incremental value of getting an MBA. We can see that in the first 3 years, we're losing quite a bit due to the fact that we're paying for additional education and we're losing out on the potential salary. However, as years go by, our investment pays off at an increasing rate. Moving on to the assessment questions. What is the net present value of getting an MBA? We calculated that in B2. $765,604.06. What is the net present value of not getting an MBA? That's in cell G2, $583,923.03. Which discount rate is used to calculate the net present value? In this example, we used a rate of 9%. What is the expected cash flow at age 60 if you get an MBA? The expected salary would be $193,131.21. What is the expected cash flow at age 57 if you do not get an MBA? At age 57 of not getting an MBA, this column would be $84,804.33.